movement in the multicellular organisms. There are quick movements, that is the movement of the plant in mimosa plant, which is in the sensation of the touch, that is the seismolastic movement, or the slow movement, that is the movement of the flower in, with respect to the day and night, with respect to the presence of the sun or absence of the sun. So these movements which are happening in case of the multicellular organisms, they are either fast or slow. In animals also, there is a careful or controlled growth which is happening. For example, in case of the, if you consider the fingers are growing in a particular direction and not haphazardly. It is not growing haphazardly, it is growing in a particular direction, it has a particular direction in which it is growing. So this movement which is happening, or the movement or the growth of the fingers which is happening, there is a controlled movement, it is a carefully controlled process which is going on, carefully controlled growth which is happening in the fingers. In case of plants also, the plant's growth is carefully controlled. So these movements which are there, they are either fast or they are slow. When it is fast, the rapid movement has to be taking place, and this rapid movement which is there, it can be done with the help of the electrical impulses. So these electrical impulses which are there, they are the excellent source for the rapid movements when the rapid or the reflex actions are taking place. So the rapid reflex actions which are happening, they are happening because of the electrical impulses, and this will help in preventing the body or protecting the body from damage. So these movements which are there, they are happening because of the electrical impulses. But where from these electrical impulses are passing? As we have seen in the animal nervous system, there are nerves which are called as, there are nerves which are made up of the neurons. These neurons which are there, they are nothing but the cells which will be helping in passing the signal, passing the electrical signal from one cell to another cell, and from the sensory organ to the effector organ. So when the sensations are taking place, the signals are taken up by the sensory organs or the sensory neurons, and then it goes to the spinal cord. When it is a reflex action, it goes to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord will release certain signals which will give the response. So this response which is there, it will act on the effector organ. So as I have given you an example of a hot vessel which is kept in front of you. If you touch it, your hand moves. So the touch is sensitized by the skin, and the skin which is there, it is the sensory organ. The signal will pass from the skin towards the spinal cord. From the spinal cord there will be relay neuron. The sensory neuron will pass. In the spinal cord there will be relay neuron which will help in passing the sensation or the signal from the sensory to the effector to the motor neuron, and then the motor neuron which is there, it will be connected to the effector organ. So the effector organ, at the effector organ, the neurotransmitters, that is the chemicals which are there, they are being produced, and these neurotransmitters will help in contraction of the muscles. The muscles will contract and the hand will be moved. So these actions which are there, they are controlled by the electrical impulse. These actions are having limitations. How come they are having limitations? Because the nervous cell or the nervous tissue is not connected to each and every organ. Each and every cell or each and every part is not connected to the nervous tissue, and hence there lacks these electrical impulse which is having a limitation, which is not a proper coordination system. So, and once the electrical impulse has been generated and a cell is generated in a cell and it is transmitted to the cell, and by the time it takes, the time which is taken for the reset of the new signal, that reset mechanism which is there, there is a short duration between it, and this duration which is there, that will help in prevent, that is another limitation which is seen in the electrical impulse, because there is a time gap between two electrical impulses. One electrical impulse is generated and the signal has been transmitted, and until and unless that signal is completed, another electrical impulse cannot pass through the same cell. So that's why this is again a disadvantage of the nervous coordination or the electrical impulses. So that's why another important coordination system which is seen in case of the plants, that is nothing but the chemical coordination. So why the need of the chemical coordination? We have seen the disadvantages of the electrical impulses. The first disadvantage was that it is not connected to each and every cell. It is not connected to each and every cell. And the second disadvantage of the electrical impulse is that it takes time, because once one impulse can pass at a time. One impulse can pass at a time, and that's why once this signal is completed, the another electrical impulse cannot pass through the cell. So that's why there is a need of another coordination system which will run simultaneously along with the nervous system in the body, and that happens in case of the multicellular organisms, that is nothing but the chemical coordination. So this chemical coordination which is there, it happens in case of the multicellular organism, and it runs along with the nervous system. So the nervous tissue as well as the chemical coordination, which is also called as the endocrine system, it runs simultaneously in case of the plants as well as in case of the animals. In plants, the chemical coordination which is happening, that is also called as the hormonal coordination. The hormones are secreted, and these hormones which are there, they will help in the movement of the plants. So the hormonal coordination which is happening in case of the plants, there are various hormones which are produced in case of the plants. So the various hormones which are produced by the plants are nothing but auxins, there are gibberellins, cytokinins, and abscisic acid. It will be abscisic, cytokinins, gibberellins, auxins. These are all the various hormones which are produced in the plants, and these hormones will undergo hormonal coordination in plants. For example, take the same plant which we have seen, a plant which is kept towards the window and a plant which is kept away from the window. The plant which is kept away from the window, it will grow towards the light. What happens is, the part which is in the shady region, that is away from the sunlight, at that particular region, the hormone auxin is produced. So this hormone which is there, it induces the growth of the plant in this particular area, and hence it appears as the plant is going towards the sunlight. So auxins which are there, they help in the movement of the plant, that is the growth of the plant in this condition, when the plant is kept in the shady area where it is not getting appropriate sunlight. When the plant is in the shady area, the part which is in the shady region, there the auxins are produced. These auxins will induce the growth of the plants, and hence it appears that the plant is going towards the sunlight. So these are the auxins. Then gibberellins which are there, these are mostly seen in the germination of the seeds. The gibberellin or the gibberellic acid which is there, it is produced during the germination of the seed. So the germination, that is the growth or the growth of the stem, basically happens because of the gibberellins which are produced. So if you see the germination of a seed, the seed germination, the root goes downwards and the shoot goes upwards. This upward movement which is there, it is seen because of the hormones which are the gibberellins. Another type of hormones which is there, that is the cytokinins. Cytokinins, cyto means cells. So these hormones which are there, they will help in the cell division. So where the cell division is happening, there the cytokinins are there, and mostly where large amount of cell division is required, as in case of fruits or in case of seeds, this cytokinins are present more. So more amount of cytokinins are present in case of fruits and in case of the seeds. These cytokinins helps in the cell division. But the growth of the plant should not go unlimited, it should not grow endlessly, and that's why the another hormone, that is the abscisic acid, it helps in controlled growth of the plant. So the control of growth of the plant is done by another. This way, these are the different hormones which helps in the hormonal coordination in case of the plants.
Choose the right kindergarten, a right bag, and matching bottle to go with. The right school, the right friends. Choose the right subjects and score well. Be an expert in all. The right teacher, and make sure that they like you. Choose the right timing, the right bus, and take a cab if getting late. The right train, and don't stand near the gates. Mind the pockets. Better get into ladies' compartment, and make sure your mustache hasn't started coming. Choose the right study time and forget games. IPL, IHL, rock and metal, guitar, X. The right group, and be a model to your brother. Seriously. Choose the right syllabus, the right test paper. Keep guessing questions for exams. Choose the right branch, the right college, the right stream. Choose the right career. Lucky to have a father's business to take care of and a father to allow that. The right counselor, the right form, and make sure the project is submitted on time. Choose the right website and rely on your friends for more information. Oblivious of the sites they have been to, there is no end to your woes. Getting better with every step you climb up the ladder. The summer vacation shorter, the bucket list bigger, the night darker, the books heavier. The only light you have is your friends ahead of you. Probably he is right. Ever thought how he got the direction? No more spending your energy and money on coaching classes. No more missing classes for rain, rally, and nonsense. Get your interest back in subjects through our creative ways of teaching. Doubts, concepts, applications, all explained through one vibrant animation. Subjects covered by multiple teachers with repeat telecasts. Special programs only for basic foundation and paper analysis. Personality development, career counseling, admissions, hobbies, all covered. A new approach to study with long-term perspective. So sit back comfortably in your homes and watch Study Spectrum TV channel.
So the next thing that we will discuss is hormonal coordination in animals. We have seen the various hormones which are produced by the plants: auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid. These were all the hormones which were coordinating the system in the plants. The various organs in the plants were coordinated by the various hormones. Also, in case of animals, there is a hormonal coordination which is also called as the endocrine system. It is called as the endocrine system because the glands which are producing the various hormones, they are the endocrine glands. And they are called as the endocrine glands because they are the ductless glands. That means the secretions or the hormones which are produced by these glands are directly secreted into the blood, and these secretions are passed through the blood to the various parts. And these hormones which are produced by the endocrine glands will go to the various parts and the actions will be produced simultaneously. So, when you consider a squirrel or a rabbit in a scary situation, what happens is, when the rabbit is found in a scary situation, that is, in front of the rabbit there is a tiger. The rabbit knows that the tiger will be killing it and eating it. So, there are two situations, or there are two conditions which can happen. The rabbit will be either fighting the situation, or it can run away or running from the situation. So, in this particular situation, if the control which is done is only coordinated by the nerves, or the nervous coordination is done, then less amount of muscles or less amount of organs will be involved, and the signals which are being given by the nervous tissue will be limited. But if the coordination is happening because of the chemicals, large amount of organs will be involved, and large amount of organs will be involved in helping the rabbit to fight the situation. So, if the body of the squirrel or the rabbit is designed in such a way that it can pass only the electrical impulse, the range of tissues which will be involved in this particular situation to prepare the rabbit for this particular situation will be less, and it would be limited. But if it is a chemical signal, wide ranging organs will be involved, and the changes will be done in all the organs, and there will be different organs which will be involved in this situation, and helping the rabbit to come away from this particular situation. So this is done in case of animals as well as it is done in case of humans. Now, in case of humans, what happens is there are various hormones which are produced. In case of animals also, there is a hormone which is called as adrenaline. This adrenaline hormone which is there, it is produced by the adrenal gland. It is produced by the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland will produce the adrenaline, and this adrenaline which is there, it will help in changing the body. That is, it helps in directing the blood towards the blood vessels. So large amount of blood is carried in the blood vessels to the various parts of the body. Also, the heart starts pumping faster. This heart starts pumping faster because of the hormones which are secreted, which will help in pumping the heart faster, and the blood will be, more amount of blood will reach to the blood vessels. Since large amount of blood is carried, large amount of oxygen will be given to the body, such that the requirement of the body is increased. It has to run from the situation, and it has to move fast. So large amount of energy is required. Since large amount of energy is required, large amount of oxygen will be required, and the oxygen is carried by the hemoglobin which is present in the blood, and hence the supply of the blood or circulation of the blood will increase. So this heartbeat which is there, it also increases, and more oxygen will be given. The skin will be reduced. The skin of the various organs will be reduced, and the arteries will around the arteries it will be reduced, and the large amount of blood will be supplied. The lumen of the arteries will increase, that is, the diameter will increase, so that the blood will flow faster, and large amount of blood can be given to the various organs for this particular to fight from this particular situation. Also, the breathing rate, that is the respiration rate, also increases. This respiration rate which is there, it helps in pumping more amount of, it helps in giving more amount of oxygen, and the deoxygenated blood which gets converted to oxygenated blood, that will be happening more, and more amount of oxygen will be available, so on. So this is the care, this is done with the help of the hormone, that is the adrenaline, which helps in controlling all the processes which is happening in the body. So in this scary situation, it happens in case of humans also. If humans are in a scary situation, all these processes go on and helps the body to maintain balance in that particular situation. There are various other hormones which are produced by the body, but if you consider the growth of a particular plant, the plant grows, there is a limited growth. As I've told you, there is abscisic acid which will limit the growth of the plant, and it will not grow endlessly. So there are abscisic acid. Even the wilting of the plants or the wilting of the leaves in case of the plants which is happening, it is happening because of the abscisic acid. So there is a control in case of the plants. But if you see a plant, the leaves grow anywhere in case of the plants. But if you see the fingers of the animals, the fingers, we don't have fingers on our face or anywhere in any organ, any part of the body. So there is something which is controlling the growth of the parts, and this is nothing but it is the controlled growth which is happening because of the coordination in case of the humans, in case of chemical coordination, as well as the nervous coordination which is happening in case of humans. So this coordination which is there, it is done with the help of various hormones. One hormone we have already seen. The another hormone, that is nothing but it is the thyroxine. Sometimes E also comes, we can put E also. The thyroxine which is there, it is produced by the thyroid gland. This thyroxine hormone, this is produced when there is iodine more in the diet. If you consider the salt, there is iodized salt which is available. The iodized salt which is there, it has iodine. If you take more amount of iodine, the thyroxine will be secreted more, and this thyroxine which is there, which is secreted by the thyroid gland, it will control the metabolism of the carbohydrates, fats and proteins. So the metabolism of these particular nutrients, that is the carbohydrates, fats and proteins, is controlled by the hormone, that is the thyroxine, which is produced by the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is present below the neck. If the hormone is not secreted properly, or if there is a lack of thyroxine, the person can suffer from goiter. Goiter is nothing but the swelling under the neck. So this hormone is again an important hormone which will help in the metabolism of the carbohydrates, proteins and fats, and that is produced by the thyroid gland. Deficiency of thyroxine will lead to goiter. That is ultimately the deficiency of iodine will lead to goiter, because if iodine is less, the thyroxine will be less and it will lead to the swelling of the region below the neck, that is the thyroid gland. Then another type of hormone, that is nothing but the growth hormone. You must have seen that there are differences in the height of various people. Some people are very short, some people are very tall, some people are having mediocre height. So this difference which is there, it is because of the growth hormone. The growth hormones are produced by the pituitary gland, which is situated in the brain. This pituitary gland produces the growth hormones and controls the growth of the body. So the cell division is ultimately controlled by the growth hormone, and this growth hormone, if there is lack of growth hormone, there will be dwarfism. Dwarfism is nothing but the stunted growth or short people. If you see, that is called as the dwarfism. That is because of the lack of growth hormones which is produced by the pituitary gland, which is present in the brain. Another type of hormone that we will be seeing is nothing but the testosterone, which is produced by testes in males, and estrogen, which is produced by ovaries in case of females. The testosterone is a hormone which is produced in the puberty. You must have seen that in teenagers there is changes in the body. There are various physical and there are mental changes which are happening. The hormonal changes which is happening in this age, that is nothing but the puberty age. That time the testosterone, it is produced in the testes in case of males, and this is responsible for the reproductive system, that is the development of the reproductive system in case of males. Whereas the estrogen hormone, which is again produced in the age of puberty in case of females, it is produced in the ovaries and it is responsible for the reproductive development in case of female. So these are the hormones which are there, which are controlling the reproductive system. So these all hormones which are there, these hormones are controlling the growth. The adrenaline, which is produced by the adrenal gland, the thyroxine, which is produced by the thyroid gland, the growth hormones which are produced by the pituitary gland, the testosterone which is produced by the testes, and estrogen which is produced by the ovaries in case of females. So these are all the hormones which helps in the hormonal coordination, and this coordination which is there, these hormones which are there, they have to be produced in a precise manner. It is not that any hormone produced in any in unlimited manner is accepted by the body. There is a mechanism which is called as the feedback mechanism, which is controlling the hormonal production in the body. So the secretion of the hormones in the blood is controlled by the feedback mechanism. Now how is the feedback mechanism working? Suppose in the blood the sugar level increases. If large amount of sugar level is there in the blood, the another hormone which is produced, that is the insulin, which is produced by the insulin is a hormone which is produced by the pancreas, that controls the sugar level, that is the blood sugar level. If blood sugar level increases too high, the insulin will be secreted by the pancreas, and this pancreas which is there, it helps in this insulin which is there, it helps in absorption of the extra sugar in the blood, and the sugar will be absorbed and stored in the body. So when this insulin hormone is working, it will help in controlling the blood sugar level. So when the blood sugar level increases, the insulin is secreted by the pancreas. Simultaneously, if blood sugar level decreases, then what happens is the stored sugar which is stored in the form of glycogen, there the glucagon hormone which is there, that hormone which is again secreted by the pancreas, that will be produced, and this hormone will release the sugar, will break down the large sugar glycogen. The larger molecule or the complex molecule will be broken down into glucose and it will be released in the blood. These are the hormones which are controlling the blood sugar level. If it is more, insulin will absorb the sugar from the blood. If it is less, glucagon will release the glycogen in the form of glucose in the blood, so that the blood sugar level is maintained. It should not be less, it should not be more. So this balance is maintained by these hormones, that is the insulin and the glucagon. So this way we have seen the hormonal coordination, as well as we have seen the nervous coordination in case of humans as well as in case of plants. We have seen in case of plants there are various tropic movements, that is the seismonastic movement, chemotropism, phototropism, as well as we have seen the geotropism. In case of animals, we have seen the nervous coordination which is happening because of the nerve cells, that is the neurons, which are transmitting the signal, and neurotransmitters are produced. These neurotransmitters which will help in transmitting the signal, and if the sensory organ will take the signal and effector organ will show the effect, that is the response. Also, hormonal coordination we have seen in case of plants. In case of plants, the various hormones like auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins and abscisic acid are responsible for the various important movements which are happening in case of plants. And in case of animals, if we see the hormonal coordination, these are all the hormones which are produced by the various glands, and these hormones which will help in the coordination of the system of the body. That system is again called as the hormonal coordination, or we also call it as a feedback mechanism. Feedback mechanism is nothing but it is dependent on the substrate or the product concentration. For example, we have seen that the insulin which is there, it absorbs the sugar if it is more, and glucagon is there, it releases more sugar if it is less. So the balance is maintained by these hormones, and this way the feedback mechanism helps in the production of the hormones in case of the humans.